Happy Thursday. This is the Karen show, I guess. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care. I don't call it anything. I just show up and show out. How about that? It's Thursday. We made it through the week almost, and we're still here, believe it or not. Sometimes I wonder how we get through the week. Huh? And one of those crazy things I decided to talk about very reluctantly. I may be stepping into something that is a little bit different, but hey, man, it's something we got to talk about. And you know me, I am all about America to succeeding in this time where we have a leader that is rebuilding after the mess that's been made over the last 75, 80 years. We have had quite a journey as a nation. And it seems like, no, it is. Countries have been using the United States for their own gain. We have had Brussels bureaucrats and globalists that have literally depended on USAID. They have depended on American taxpayer money to support themselves while they jet set once a year to Davos, Switzerland, in their fancy clothes and their foreign hookers, because that's the thing too, to fly in their private jets so that they can tell us, mostly the United States, but the world, I guess, at large, how they are going to chop up pieces of the United States for themselves. Because, see, they've already taken over Europe. There are parts of Eastern Europe that are not playing their game. Poland is one of the great countries that has still not submitted and succumbed to the globalist system, and they are doing very well because of it. Here in America, we have been stifled. American innovation has been grinded to a halt. If you read history and you see the years of the innovation and technology boom for the time that went on out during the industrial age and the pre-industrial age that led up to discovering, creating methods of transportation and flight, where the Wright brothers, Marx brothers, weren't they comedians? I think like slapstick comedy or something. Yeah, so we had the Wright brothers with flight and starting the whole fascination with air travel. And look where we are now. I just had like F-35s flying overhead, and I'm like, oh, the boys are out playing this afternoon. It's so cool. So we went from horse and buggy to Henry, by God, Ford, that motor powered vehicle. And, now we got jets that fly at or faster than the speed of sound, light. So, oh yeah, let me not forget to mention the Artemis and Elon Musk and his innovation. But my point with this is I wanted to put it in a like some videos, but I figured, you know what, I may as well just do a live stream about it so I can interact, which I very much enjoy doing, because it's something worth talking about. People are really concerned with it, with the data set and with American artificial intelligence innovation in and of itself. It's scary for people, and I get it. But so was air travel. During that time, nobody could understand air travel because it was never a thing before. We had never seen airplanes flying above us. The Wright brothers brought that innovation to the forefront. We had never seen anything but just, foot traffic and horse and buggy. But then you get Henry, by God, Ford, and man, you get innovation. You get giant factories that build these cars. Schaffhauser 303, what's up? Yeah, we're going to talk about it. But you got these innovations and people were not ready for it. There's always people who are not ready for innovation. And in the 14th, 15th century, you would have been burned at the stake for teaching anything that was not directly from the Bible or allowed teachings during that time. And that was the clergy. The clergy taught everything. So if you taught something that was outside of what the clergy allowed, you were likely burned at the stake or hung or stoned to death. There was no shooting, I do not believe. During that time, in all this, several points. People are so, knee-jerk, oh my, out the gate. Oh, it's gonna kill everybody. It's gonna kill everybody. We're all gonna die. There are already almost 5,000 data centers built throughout this country, and we're still here. Yeah, that's Shafter. Chill out, because I'm gonna tell you. Now, there are several things going on. Like I said, innovation. Let's talk a little bit about innovation, because I'm trying to set this up. Knee-jerk, like you see in the comments, is just, oh, they're going to use all the water. They're going to take all the water. Bro, California already takes all of our water here in Colorado. The Colorado River would be run freaking dry if California had their way. They use all our water. We don't data centers. What the fuck? I think there are 60 data centers throughout Colorado. No, California used all our water before data centers had a chance to take one damn drop. So spare me the crap about they're going to use all the water. He steals all our water, bro. Like, and we have not had a significant snowfall for the last 5 years. So, I mean, I'm at 5,280 feet. So the mountains have gotten snow, but whatever, the snow has not been as significant as it has been over the past, 20 years? We barely had a snowfall. It's common knowledge in Colorado, but that's not my point. So I'm not going down that rabbit hole. But the water, we have states that steal our water. So let's talk about the data centers. They power the artificial intelligence innovation. Yeah, well, we haven't gotten significant snowfall, and it's common knowledge in Colorado. We have wondered, what's going on? Like Colorado River has been depleted. Is it the over in is it not Lake 20, 30 years or more? Like it's like everything just stopped. We had the internet boom, but they had been working with, my God, data centers have been around since the freaking 60s. How do you think all this internet got started? Remember, they used to have these rooms like full of giant computers, and it would power like one little office. See where we've come. And now we've got these little boxes that we call mobile phones or cell phones or whatever. And they carry more data than any of those old data rooms that could ever imagine. But we're innovating now, thanks to President Trump, that it is just opening up now. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah, I think I did bring it in. Yeah, article from The Hill. Back in 2017, on 8 March of 2017, how Barack Obama ruined NASA space exploration. Oh, wow, that's interesting. One of the this is the liberal Hill, by the way. This is not a conservative media. This is The Hill. And even The Hill had to recognize it. And they said one of the tasks that President Trump has before him, this is Trump 1.0, along with revamping immigration and trade, repealing and replacing Obamacare, and rebuilding the military. Wow. Damn, The Hill sounds like Breitbart back then. Restoring America's space exploration program to its former glory. Press reports suggest that the administration, the Trump administration, is looking at an early return to the moon using commercial partnerships he already knew probably back then and had contact with, I don't know, Elon Musk. Remember, this is from 2017. And the article goes on further to say, to understand the task that the President Trump and whomever he chooses as his NASA administrator have before them, it is useful to look back on how profoundly and adroitly, wow, excuse me, President Barack Obama, I don't call him president, but whatever, crippled the space agency's efforts to send astronauts beyond low Earth orbit. When Obama came into office, he did what a number of other presidents have done to determine their goals for NASA. He formed a presidential commission to study the space agency and come up with some recommendations. The Augustine Commission, so named after its chairman, former Lockheed Martin CEO Norm Augustine, returned with a set of recommendations some months later. So they found that it had been underfunded by George W. And let's see, blah, 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 blah. The kicker was that both options would cost an extra $3 billion a year for NASA to execute. The Obama administration was not shy about spending money in areas that it cared about. This price tag was too dear to bear. So basically saying Slim Slacks Obama was not willing to spend $3 billion a year for NASA. But he definitely spent, $100 billion for illegals to steal all our money. But I'm not talking about that right now. So the government's response was formulated in secret. The results of these private deliberations were rolled out in the 2011 budget request that was released in February of 2010. Project Constellation would be canceled, root and branch. Instead, NASA would conduct studies of heavy lift rockets, deep space propulsion, and other technologies that it was said in the fullness of time would make exploring space cheaper and easier. Congress was not consulted with Obama doing all of these things. I don't recall a bunch of lawsuits and activist judges coming after Obama. Do you? This is a great article. Here, I'll post it in the chat and you can read it when you have time, because it's actually very interesting how Obama, oh, I'm with you on that. Yeah, I have no love for Slim Slacks and no patience for his useless, disgusting foreign ass either. Yeah, so Obama put a stop on NASA activity and replaced it with, let's just do some little side projects and see what we can develop, probably to hand over to the IRGC, because, he's working with the jihadis and all. What's up, Cookie Monster? Data centers recycles the same water it draws from the supply in the city in a refurbished building. And that was on Fox Business. Thank you for that. In Kansas City. That's interesting. So they're recycling the water that they use. They are finding innovative ways, there's that word again, to make the data centers that they use viable enough, because people are not accepting it, because there is a campaign to stop all artificial intelligence innovation and to stop and close the buildings, the data centers that are already open in America with activism. There is a concerted effort, and I will bring the receipts and what I'm telling you so that you get a clearer understanding of where we are in America concerning data centers. In the title, I said data centers are the future, like it or not. We are post-industrial age. We've already invented cars. That was Henry, by God, Ford. You got to watch Ford versus Ferrari. It's a great movie. But I'm into cars and trucks and old American muscle and new innovations, gearhead stuff overall. It's very fascinating, very exciting. If I had a giant workshop, I would, and more money than I knew what to do with, I love vehicles. I love jacked up Jeeps, crawling, four-wheeling, things of that sort. It's a lot of fun. But there again, there's innovation even in that field. Things that were not available before, like portals on GETTR, give you the ability to have all of this ground clearance that makes it easier for you to crawl in on rocks that you probably wouldn't have been able to get to. It's very expensive, but it's innovation. It's people thinking outside of what we already have and saying, you know, I can build a better mousetrap. I can do this better. I can do it more efficiently. And it's very expensive out the gate when it's invented, but over time it becomes less expensive because it becomes more ubiquitous in society and in business, and more people get hip to what's going on. Now, there is a concerted effort to stop all innovation, and all building of data sets. See, the foreign individuals and groups that are involved, it's in their interest to stifle American innovation and America growing and America being at the forefront of artificial intelligence and building the data centers that support that. It is in these countries' interest to stifle all American innovation. They have had that luxury for more than 40 years because America has not really innovated. So they've been able to innovate. They've been able to steal American patents and American secrets and rebuild and like reverse engineer. China has been doing it for years. We know they're doing it. We know they're doing it, bro. They send their freaking students here who are bound by their government to report to their government everything that they learn when they're over here. That is a freaking fact. You can go ahead and try to gaslight if you would like, but the fact of the matter is, even since Trump has been in office the second time, look on the Department of Justice website and look at all of the foreign students that have been caught and indicted, prosecuted for stealing American secrets from corporations. Technology secrets. Look it up on the Department of Justice website. People for no reason. So my point in all that is we have to innovate and we have to be on the forefront of this technology, because if the enemies of America have it, they will abuse it. And then we become the song, everybody wants to rule the world. And when a foreign country that is a sworn enemy has access to advanced technology, they will not use it for good. They will use it for the purpose of grabbing power and ruling the entire world. There are, dude, there are like Dr. Evil types that are real. It's crazy, but some of these individuals look like Dr. Evil characters, and they are evil. But the point is to give you some background on artificial intelligence outside of the hedge funds and the Nvidias and the Anthropics and the all of yeah, okay, there are 7 artificial intelligence sort of or linked companies that are basically holding up the entire freaking market. Oh God, it's really risky. But we got to work with what we have, dude. We got here because we have greedy freaking politicians that gave away America, sold us out, offshored all of our factories, offshored our technology, offshored car manufacturing, offshored even shipbuilding. President Trump is having to bring shipbuilding back little by little because they sold everything. It was a fire sale. These old burning in hell politicians, George H.W. freaking, who's that other one that started this mess with the oil embargoes and the petrodollar. What is his name? Henry Kissinger, burning in hell. Son of a bitch. Another one that is the cause of things we are still experiencing now. And thank God for President Trump, who is ridding us of the gridlock of Iran has had on the Strait of Hormuz that we're literally in the middle of right now. Nobody else would have even attempted to do this. I'm just going to keep it 100 because nobody, there are some great individuals in this country to grab and maintain full spectrum dominance is nothing short of miraculous. And by the power and wisdom of God, I'm telling you, this man it's not just a little dabble do ya. Oh, we'll just lower gas prices by 40 cents and, that'll keep people happy. Oh, we'll just provide you with decent food prices and that'll keep you happy. Oh, get dollars in your paycheck. Will that make you happy? Is that okay? So just little dabble do ya, little this, little of that. That's what past administrations have done. And that's all that American citizens have come to expect. Oh, a little dabble do ya. Oh, we're just going to give you a little bit to just get you through. No innovation, no breaking the glass ceiling that hovers above you. No. Just stay in your lane. Remember Slim Slacks Obama, that dirty Kenyan, told America, well, you might as well forget about manufacturing because that's never coming back here. Might as well forget about your high-paying jobs. That's never coming back here. Son of a bitch. You want to talk about the magic wand now, Barry? Or what's your name this week? Is it Hussein? I don't know. I loathe the very mention of that dude's name. You talk about a Manchurian candidate, Trojan horse, evil shitbag. He's it. Anyway, Democrats hate data centers. I'm just going to tell you out the gate. When I saw the Democrats in Congress, AOC, Sandy Cortez, Sandy, oh my God, the white girl from Westchester, this week? Or is she black this week because she went down south? I don't know. I can't keep up. The bitch has like more personalities than Sybil. But when I saw her and Bernie Sanders, that ancient alien, drafting legislation to stop data centers, I'm like, oh, really now? Do tell. Why do you hate them so much? That must mean that there's a benefit for America, because see, remember, the Democrats only work hard for illegal aliens. Remember that. Not you, you mere peasant. They only work for their precious illegals. So when I saw that they are just absolutely going apoplectic over President Trump and the data centers and his new innovation programs and the partnerships with the tech bros, whatever you call it, whatever. Look, I don't want to hear bullshit about data centers and they're going to use all this electricity. Why is it that the Democrats cheered and celebrated the boom that is now bust? Remember all the EV, oh my gosh, electric vehicles and electric this and electric windmills and building Vestas plants over there in Brighton, Colorado. And it's electric cars and electric stoves and all electric everything. That's the future. Remember all that? It's gonna just mitigate all this climate change. Climate change is the big thing, and we gotta save Mother Earth and blah 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 freaking blah. How come Democrats celebrated all of the of energy over the last 20 years that has been used by powering windmills and solar panels? It's just a question. Y'all celebrated it. Y'all had conferences worldwide on how to continue to grow the electric grid and 15-minute smart cities. They're still doing that shit in Colorado, by the way. Oh, electric this and electric that. It's pissing me off. All the massive energy that has been used to power these electric stations, all of these giant windmills that are killing bald eagles, that are killing American eagles, that are killing birds and wildlife at the highest rates that we've ever seen with some technology. Why don't they talk about that? Why don't they talk about all of the quote fossil fuels that are used to pulse electric shit that they have thrown up in the past 20 years? Why don't they talk about how Germany has destroyed itself because they went completely all electric. They got rid of all their coal plants. They've had to start reopening them, by the way, because people were starving and they weren't, it doesn't get enough sunlight. The country is pretty much foggy and cloudy most of the year. There are some nice days in the summer, but not enough to power these electric grids. So Germany learned valuable lessons. Look that shit up. And how now they're having to go back and open their coal plants that they shut down to power the future that is the electric grid, and electric and electric and electric. Okay. They have had to start figuring out how they're going to restart their nuclear programs because they got rid of everything except electric. Maybe some gas here and there, but mostly it's electric. They have powered France, same thing. Italy, not as great a degree, but see, Germany, or they, at least they used to. Germany powers Europe, but they have had to close Volvo plants because they can't keep them running. They bet the house on EVs. They bet the house on electric vehicles, like a lot of car companies did, including car companies here in America. Dodge, building all these electric Ram trucks that nobody wanted. But under the Biden, pretty much Obama, again, administration, that's the way they were going. It's so funny, commercials and how they have changed now that Trump is in office and now that masculinity is in fashion again. All the commercials that are out now with the Hemi engine that's coming back, it naturally aspirated freaking Dodge Hemi engines that are coming back. What, no more EVs? No more EVs? You're not doing that anymore? Huh? No more electric powered cars? You guys ain't doing that no more? No, because those damn cars sat on the lots. I could go on and on. So many stories that qualify and have the receipts for what I'm telling you, because I watched this, being, gearhead and all, and learning all these things. All of these car companies, Stellantis hit rock bottom. 30, 40, 35, $40 billion they lost because they bet the house on luxury and EVs. They put that European in there and he destroyed the company. They had to boot his funny looking ass out so that the Dodge and the completely bankrupt. They bet the house on EVs, and the former CEO of Stellantis thought that he could turn Dodge owners and Jeep owners and Mopar owners into luxury brand, like in Europe. That's why we don't do that shit over here, because it doesn't work. Oh, but he was going to bring it over here. Yeah, they tried it and they lost their ass. Those cars they pretty much started giving them away because they sat on lots and collected dust. Nobody wanted that shit. American citizens want American muscle. As close to it as we can get. I go to car shows and how things have changed. But the Biden administration tried to force EVs on all of us. They tried to force us to only accept and only be able to buy electric cars. They legislated, and Biden created executive orders. Well, you know, the auto pen, DocuSign, whatever you want to call it, created all these executive orders. They weaponized the Environmental Protection Agency against car companies. They did that shit to International years ago. They did the same thing and almost completely put them out. Now brands under International, like the new International Scout, they're building these electric vehicles, and people are like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to do that. They're horribly expensive. I mean, they're sharp. I know International owners. They're pretty sharp, but you know, if you ain't got 70, 80 grand to drop on these vehicles, good luck. So now we're at a point where American citizens spoke with wallets, and companies like Stellantis figured out, you know, we're not going to be able to keep charging people $80,000 for a 392 Hemi, a freaking engine in a damn Jeep Rubicon. And if you want any extra packages, you're talking about $110,000, $120,000 for a vehicle that you want to be able to take off road. Who the hell's going to do that, bro? Some of these people build them up just to beat them up. So they had to change their tune. Now back to the data centers, because see, I'll go off all day on a tangent talking about the you know, cars and trucks. It's fascinating. But data centers are the future. They are now, and they are the future. More and more you are seeing commercials that talk about we can help you, you know, streamline your business with AI. We can help you with power tools that streamline your AI. How's your AI game? You know, it's just part of life now here, and it's not going away. So you can either choose to embrace it and learn as much as you can about it and use it to your advantage in certain areas, or you're going to be left behind, dog, because take what you need from it and leave the rest. If you want to use it to pull information together, I mean, there's so much that it can do. I use Grok for certain things when I just don't know where to find something. Grok pulls it up pretty fast. I don't use, they just are woke, and I'm not doing woke. So AI, as long as it is used for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, I will tolerate some of it. Can't replace humans. You can't do that. God created us very uniquely, and it can't be replicated. Though there are those who try, It cannot be replicated. So AI is being used to augment the human experience. That's it. That's it. And that's all it should be. Used to go alongside and augment the human experience, not as a replacement. They've already tried to replace us with Somalis and Indians and Pakistanis and Bhutanese and fucking Nigerians and everybody else across the planet. We don't need to be replaced by AI. Okay, we've had enough with the replacement agenda. We're over it. But it can be used for good. Data centers. People are making a lot of money on being at the forefront of these data centers. It's kind of like with back in the days of industrializing and these car plants, like there used to be in Detroit, the Motor City, and in even Warren, Michigan, parts of Ohio. Toledo is like 45, 50 miles from Detroit. I remember living very close to the Jeep plant off of Willys Parkway. If you know anything about Jeeps, you know there's the Willys Jeep. Is that the LJ? Is that the LJ or the C? It's not the CJ. Is it the LJ? Anyway, the Willys Jeep. So there's this long street in Toledo called Willys Parkway, and it used to be lined with these big, beautiful homes. Man, they were gorgeous, and the people who lived in these homes typically worked at the Jeep plant. So you had this gorgeous home built in the 40s, 50s, 60s. Some of them are still standing, and you just, go to work. Go straight down Willys Parkway and you're at work. People could raise a family on one income because the factory pay, and then they unionized the pay and the benefits were that it took only one person to one person to work, and you could raise your family on one salary. That's really hard to do anymore. So President Trump is trying to bring that back to this country, even in this crazy economy. So let's talk about AI. Let's talk about the data centers. Data centers are powering the artificial intelligence and the technology that goes along with that. And as I mentioned, and I will keep saying, AI augments the human experience. Should never be a replacement. The data centers are being built. As I mentioned, there are over 4,000 data centers in this country right now. And we have like 60 something in Colorado. How many? There's 20 or 30 something in Utah, but they are building them because they take the development of this technology and the maintenance of this technology takes a tremendous amount of energy. Why do you think President Trump is and restarting these nuclear power plants? I've also mentioned before that outside of maybe 30 miles east of where I lived in Toledo, there was the Davis-Besse nuclear power plant. And it provided power to the people, literally power to the people. Nuclear is a clean form of energy, and it provides a tremendous amount of energy at a very low cost. But see, environmentalists have demonized it to the point they changed the minds of residents of towns and cities and states and whatever, and told them, oh my God, this nuclear is gonna kill you. It's gonna kill you. It's gonna be Fukushima and Nagasaki again. It's gonna kill you. So people, oh my God, see, want that? Yeah, well, no, we don't want that. But that's why you hire top-notch people to run your nuclear facilities. You need the most updated technology to power them. So we need, in addition to the electric grid that is already strained before AI centers, data centers ever came online, the power grids were already strained. There have been in Denver already brownouts. They turn the power off for like 2 hours. Xcel Energy, they've gotten used to doing it now. And people can't do a damn thing about it. They just turn the damn power off for a couple hours. Oh, well, whoop, I'm sorry, girl. Was you cooking? Were you, what you got on that stove? Well, you're going to have to throw it out now. Oh, you got a refrigerator full of food? Yeah, I'm sorry. That's your problem. So Xcel Energy and what's the other one up there that's in more northern Colorado toward Greeley and Brighton? That's a different power company. But they do the brownouts also. Because the power grids are antiquated. They haven't, the administrations have not been spending money on infrastructure. They haven't. They've been fucking laundering the money. They've been stealing our money, bro. They've been stealing from us. They've been stealing from us for years, and they fucking damn well know it. And they've been giving all this money to Ukraine, $400 billion, and the little fat bastard in the velour warm-up suits. He actually, the last time he was here 2 weeks ago, the little son of a bitch came up here. He put a suit on. Because the president shamed him so damn bad. He put an actual suit on. Yeah, coming to beg daddy for more money, huh? Because Europe don't have no money for you. Oh, Russia is destroying Ukraine. Honey, that sounds like a European problem to me. I'm not in Europe. So I don't know, get some scientists together to figure out some shit so you can develop your own damn weapons. Because no, you ain't getting the technology you saw in Venezuela. You is not getting the technology you saw used in the underground bunker eliminating energy weapons there, little fat bastard. Zelensky, no, you're not getting our technology. You might want to figure out how to make your own. Oh, but you're broke. Oh, yeah. Paul Joe Biden, he's on the circuit now. He's on people's podcasts, talking shit and throwing shade on Trump. Go talk to him. Wasn't he on your freaking Burisma on the board of the oil and gas company in Ukraine? Go ask Hunter for some money. Go get it from Kamala. Somehow that witch came up with $2 billion in 2 weeks. Go find her witch ass. Go get the money from Kamala. That Hindu Horus. Go get the money from her. Always coming to the United States. Something happens with these freaking countries. Called the United States. I'm so sick of these foreign countries. Don't get me started. Don't get my pressure up on that. They're getting on my damn nerves. We don't have it. Okay. I mean, we do have it, but it's not yours. It's not yours. You can't, there's no more USAID. Thank God. That's gone. We're not funneling from the 14 freaking computers at the Treasury that were doing nothing but sending money out. Like, we didn't even know where it was going. Thank you, Elon. Thank you, of government efficiency, for figuring that shit out. Thank you. Scott Bessent. Oh my God, I love Scott Bessent. I love Scott Bessent, the Secretary of the Treasury. I'm like, it's like the Beatles. I love Scott Bessent. I know he's gay. I don't care. I love Scott Bessent. Oh my gosh. What, you don't? You're not a super fan? I'm like a fangirl. I think I'm gonna just like get t-shirts with Scott Bessent on the front. What he is doing, taking down Iran and the IRGC, is legendary. Remember, people didn't believe Scott Bessent and didn't trust him at first. Oh, he's friends with Steve Bannon. Oh, he worked for Goldman Sachs. Oh, blah, blah. Oh, didn't he work with George Soros? Oh, blah, 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 fucking blah. Yes, all are true. Yes. And everything he learned, he's using to America's advantage. So sit the fuck down. Do not talk about Scott Bessent around me. I'll cuss you out. Don't talk about Scott Bessent. Anyway, they found all these computers, like 14 like computers that had nothing but money. Just money going out, making it rain, baby, like at the strip club. Just money. It's like, what the heck here? These machines are smoking. Is so much money leaving this country. Where is it going? What? Where's my money going? It's just going into a dark, just like the black hole in the constellations. Where's my money? They found all this money going out. So we were not innovating as a country, and we did not have administrations that were investing, back to my point, in infrastructure for America. The bridges and the roads, yeah, right. Drive on I-25 north or south, and you tell me if any work has been done to the roads in this, and stealing the damn money. And then they keep going back to the feds. Oh, we need more money. We need more money. Oh, we need more money. Money. Give me more money. Give me more money. We have not had an administration that has worked on our behalf. Never. We have not. Don't when. You tell me when. And you tell me why I'm wrong for supporting Donald Trump. I see his results. I see the results of his presidency. I see him working for me day and night. He supports AI in these data centers, then you damn well believe I'm going to research and find out why. Why? When I'm hearing so much blah, 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 talking at the side of your neck over here from these Democrats who, like Bernie Sanders, you 792 fucking years old, had a job in your entire life. How are you that old and you've never worked? Never had a job. Working with AOC, another dumb who's never had a job. She's never had a job. Please stop talking to me about bartender. She's never been a bartender. I've seen her in a video at a fundraiser where she was asked to be a bartender for like an hour. She had no idea how to be in a bar, except maybe to pull her shirt up and hang out with the football team. She never worked at a bar. That's a story they made up to make her. She never worked at a bar. If she did, it was on a temporary basis, maybe 2 or 3 days. She never worked at a bar full time. Never. I saw her in action. She's never worked at a bar. Wrong. What's wrong? So we have never had an administration that is this laser focused on innovating America and taking us where we need to be in this country. And yes, we need to be in the forefront of the AI boom and the AI leading the pack. If China gets it, if Russia gets another country, God forbid, Iran, which they ain't getting shit. They're pretty much gone. You know, the only reason the president hasn't incinerated the whole damn thing is because of the Persian people, the wonderful Persian people who are sick of the RGC and these fucking jihadis. They're just as sick of them as we are. So we have not had anyone who cared about actually taking money and pouring it into the infrastructure like the nuclear power plants, like Davis Bessie, like some of the nuclear president has said, you know what, let's go back in here. Let's dust off the floor. Let's go ahead and get some scientists in here. Let's see what we need to get these nuclear power plants back up and running. It's been held up for so many years by these environmentalist freaking kooktards. These fucking kooks. That there's a species of roaches that they're on the endangered list and we can't, like, you got to shut off the power plant. These environmentalists are dude. Oh God, I can go on all day about these stupid kooks. You bunch of tree hugging, kale chip eating, Birkenstock wearing. I can't stand none of y'all. You stink. You all look the same. You smell the same. You wear the same stupid clothes. You shop at the same stupid stores. Anyway, they have stopped innovation. They have stopped space exploration. They have stopped oceanic exploration and research. And they're trying to blame Trump for it. No, that was the leftists. That was the liberals, dude. I hate it for you, but I have made videos about that. The environmentalists and the liberal retarded kooks, they stopped the oceanic research and in place of climate change. Everything was about climate change. President Trump just destroyed all of their nonsense. And now that they're like, oh, well, I guess we need to go back to space exploration or we're not going to get any research grants from the federal government. So I guess we need something to whine about. So let's just go back to ocean exploration. Oh, Lee Zeldin is in charge of the EPA now, and he have billions of dollars for research when you can't prove what the fuck you're researching. Oh, Trump is attacking us. He doesn't want oceanic research. Yeah. Anyway, back to the AI data centers. Let's look at some data since I'm an hour into ranting about these disgusting liberals. Let's look at some data, shall we? First of all, I would like to point you in the direction of the White House. Let's hear it from the source. I don't want to talk about these. I will get to that, but let's see what the president says concerning these data centers with regard to residents of the United States. This here is straight from, how you doing, sir? That's my president right there. You see that? I love that man. Ratepayer Protection Pledge. You can read it. It's right on the whitehouse.gov website. Do a search on data centers, dog. It comes up. And Trump is not like these dumbass politicians who just sell you wolf tickets every time they want to get reelected. Oh, I'm gonna do this. Oh, I'm gonna do that. Oh, I'm gonna, gimme, gotcha. Vote for me. I care about you. I care about what you do. I care about what your family has. I care about, motherfucker. I've seen what you've done. You've been in office for 10 years. I've seen what you've done. You don't need to campaign. But Donald Trump, when he says he's going to do something, I expect it because I know he's a man of his word. This is the Ratepayer Protection Pledge. It is from the 4th of March of this year. And this addresses pretty much all the concerns anyone would have of the data centers and the any burden that it would have on residents of a certain area. I'm going to remind you, for people who may have just come in, that for years the left has been silent on the damage caused by windmills and solar panels and electric car batteries and electric truck batteries, and the damage caused when these batteries incinerate or go offline or they're unusable. How do you dispose of them? Well, you really just can't. You can't. They're just environmentally demonic. You can't get rid of them, dog. You need an exorcism to get rid of these freaking useless batteries. President Trump is addressing the concerns of American citizens concerning the data centers. What does he say? America's continued economic and technological leadership depends on reliable, large-scale data center infrastructure built here at home, not China. Data center infrastructure excuse me, I had to take a drink of water and lemon and mint, is the foundation of the internet, cloud computing, and artificial intelligence, AI. It supports our economic and national security. Yes, it is a matter of national security. As that infrastructure grows, whether you like it or not, and the related electricity demand increases, the American people should not be footing the bill for the benefit of private companies. He says it right there in the first freaking paragraph. That's the main concern with taxpayers and with American residents. Shut the fuck up, AOC. You dumb bitch. You never had a job. And your great grandfather here standing there next to you, Bernie Sanders, has never had a job either. How are you so sorry you get kicked out of a damn hippie commune? Hippies love everybody. They take everybody. They kicked Bernie Sanders to the curb because he was so damn stupid and lazy. And all he wanted to do was stand around and talk about communism all day and socialism while everybody else worked in the damn gardens. Useless bastards trying to run the country into the ground. Anyway, the American people should not be footing the bill. Instead, the data center boom should be leveraged to address affordability. That's that word the Democrats keep using that they know they can't fix because they caused the affordability problem in this country and benefit all American households and businesses. President Trump is calling on the leading United States hyperscalers and AI companies to build, bring, or buy all of the energy. I repeat, all, not some, all of the energy needed for building and operating data centers, paying the full cost of their energy and infrastructure, no matter what. Bitches, shut up. As part of the ratepayer protection pledge, companies agree to protect American consumers from price hikes due to data center energy as it fluctuates and infrastructure requirements and lower electricity costs for consumers in the long term. Oh my God, what a concept, including by one, building, bringing, or buying new power supply. What does that mean? What does that mean? Building, bringing, or building new power supply. That means revamping and updating the grid that is so antiquated that they have to do brownouts in order to just maintain what we have. You notice how the electricity trucks are out all the time everywhere, that they have to pay these dudes overtime? And yeah, I said dudes because I rarely see females in them, so don't even bother me. The president is already telling you, you're not going to get a bill for, all of us. Wait a minute. Hold on. Just one fucking minute. Hold on, sir. Let me come back to this. Because, see, I need a full screen for this shit. Hold on. I'm going to come right back to it. Hold on. Under the Biden administration, do you know how many videos on TikTok that have been out? Thousands of videos of people whining about and talking about how their electric bill has skyrocketed under Biden. This was before the data center boom. Grid has been overburdened by, as I mentioned, for those who may have just joined, the electric grid in this country has not been addressed. There has been very little money that has been put toward it because these politicians have been too busy stealing money. How is it that so many politicians are fucking multimillionaires? How is it that some of them, oh, what's up, Rokana? foreigner from India. What's up, Rokana? How did you come into office making, you were right at like $800,000 a year, and now you're, I don't know, somewhere north of 30, 40 net worth? How did you do that? How did you do that, Rokana? What's up, Ro? What's up, Ro? Come at me, bro. How did that little dirty-footed, big-headed Somali, you know I'm going in on that bitch, Ilhan Omar, how did she come here with nothing but sand in her shoes, her dirty feet, and that thing she got on her head? How did she come here dusty as nothing? How did she just get in Congress in 2018 and she claimed to be on paper worth over $30 million? How does that happen? I didn't know the raises in Congress were that massive, because if it is, I'm in the wrong business. I need to start campaigning like tomorrow. I need to anyway, but you see where I'm going. We have not had any politicians in any administration that has just focused with American, with an America first focus, to just point the money that he's made with the tariffs. He had to give that back because of these retarded fucking activist judges. But you know what? It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. We'll get it back. It just goes to show that we have to remove these activist judges, because you're showing us what you are. None of you really work for us. So we have not had an administration that has been laser focused on infrastructure of this. Y'all been stealing money and lining your own pockets, giving the money to your corporation friends and other politicians, and greasing your palms like a big pot of hot grease for catfish. So now we have the president that is actually working for us. Let me go back to finish what he assures us through his ratepayer protection pledge. So AI companies and these tech bros must agree to building, bringing, and buying new power supply, which is going to revamp the current electric grid, thus strengthening and augmenting the current infrastructure. Okay. You can go and read this on whitehouse.gov. It is the ratepayer protection pledge, and this was released in March. Why more people aren't talking about this, I don't know, but guess what? I'll do it. Number 2, paying for new power delivery infrastructure upgrades. There's another concern that's answered right here. Okay? Companies will pay for all new power delivery infrastructure upgrades required to service their data centers. Oh, that means, wait, the cost is not going to go to me. Oh, but it did under Biden and Harris with all the electric bullshit. Your power bill went sky high because you were paying for all of this green energy, Green New Deal bullshit. Okay? The president has pledged that you will not be paying more. It's right here. Damn, can't y'all read? I'm talking to these people, not y'all. I appreciate you. And I really love you for being here, and thank you for those who have stuck it out, because I know I can get spicy sometimes, but I'm passionate about this, and I'm sick of people throwing shade on the president when the man works 18 hours a day for my benefit, including adequate network upgrade costs to ensure that these expenses are not, hold on, let me just listen very carefully, so that these expenses are not passed on to the ordinary household. Why? This way, data centers can benefit all ratepayers and the grid. Since you're going to be using the grid, you need to pay for it. Number 3, paying. Oh my God, this man thought of everything. Holy Jesus Christ of Nazareth. Paying whether they use the power or not. Companies will voluntarily negotiate new separate rate structures with their utilities and relevant state governments wherever they build data centers. Importantly, they will pay these rates for the power and related infrastructure that are brought online to service their data centers, whether they use the electricity or not. You do upgrades, you're going to pay. If you're not using the service, you're still going to pay, because your rates fluctuate and we're not passing one dime to American consumers. You want the AI data centers, you want the money, you pay for it. This will protect the American people from increased utility bills as a result of the development of these data centers. Okay, number 4, investing in local job creation and workforce development. Companies will invest in the local communities, not bring in fucking foreigners, in which they build data centers. This includes hiring from within the local community and establishing programs to develop relevant skills. Okay, that means working with the local job and workforce agencies to train people, to support these data centers and their operations, and you better pay great salaries. This is just like the industrial age, dude, where the factories, as I just mentioned not too long ago, the factories, these, you could have one person, the husband or whatever, working, and it would supply income for the whole family. That's exactly what the president is doing with the innovation. Now it's AI and data centers. Then it was Henry by God Ford and the plants where the cars and the manufacturers built these cars. Then you better hire the local community to work on these cars. I just mentioned Willys Parkway, the houses that line Willys Parkway in Toledo, Ohio, where people worked, they lived, they worked in the same community. This is what President Trump is doing with data centers. Same concept, different era. That's it. Number 5, contributing to electric and community resilience. Companies will coordinate with grid operators to contribute to a more reliable grid, and whenever possible, make available their generation resources at times of scarcity of energy resources to prevent blackouts, and power shortages in their communities. Consumers will benefit from enhanced grid resilience from data center power resources in times of emergency. Okay? This is straight from the White House. You can go look it up yourself. No mystery. You don't have to wonder. All these little town hall meetings and all these little meetings and these little local community meetings where these local Democrats are trying to get people to hate on AI and hate on data centers, when these bastards use AI to come up with the meeting notes to come tell you don't use AI. Unfucking believable, these people. Unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Now, let's talk a little bit about these morons, since I mentioned Sandy Cortez and that politician who was in office when FIREARM was in the government. Let me see. Maybe I didn't bring it over yet. Okay, I'm going to make sure. Hold on. Sorry. Yeah, I do not believe I brought that over. No, we talked about that. We talked about that. Okay, hold on. It's over on Firefox. There you are. Now, paste this over here. And do that, and a little seasoned salt over here, and a little bit pepper, and bloody, and bam, let's get it. Okay, let's bring this in here. Hold on, I know what I want to do. I want to just bring this in so you can see. Oh my God, is this literally a campaign commercial for James Telefrico? Get the hell off my screen, you funny looking little creep. Oh my God. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I wanted to find a video where did I bring that over here? I think I did. I think I did. Fight back against, let me see. This guy, no, that's not it. Oh, there he is. Okay, here, let's look at this. I want to bring up this video and show it to you. And this is from someone, this was over on TruthSocial. And this is the owner of data center. And I'll just let you listen to what he says. Hold on. Let's bring it over here so that you can see it. All right. Let's listen to this gentleman who owns data centers.
I live at 3392 64th Street, Halo, Iowa. I've called the mayor and suggested that I get put on some kind of a committee because I'm Halo's resident expert. I build data centers. I own data centers. I built the first private data center in the state of Iowa, and everything that Google is telling you is BS.
I wish it was louder. Sorry.
I have a data center right now that's running in Hiawatha, and I have been there 14 years and have never used 1 gallon of water.
Hold on, I'm going to start it over so you can read
it. I live
it.
At 3392 64th Street, Halo, Iowa. I've called the mayor and suggested that I get put on some kind of a committee because I'm Palo's resident expert. I build data centers, I own data centers. I built the first private data center in the state of Iowa, and everything that Google is telling you is BS.
That's interesting, sir.
I have a data center right now that's running in Hiawatha, and I have been there 14 years and have never used 1 gallon of water.
Wow.
What Google isn't telling you is they don't want to use the technology because it costs more. They're going to burn through the water, and when it's done, and they don't care. Then they'll put the money in. And so I can guarantee you, if you guys want to start a committee, I'll volunteer because I'm the expert. I build them. I'm working on one right now. I'm working on one in Milwaukee. I live here, and if I told you on the phone, I called you and talked to you, and I said, you should really let me help you. I never heard anything back. And I warned you. I said, my well goes dry. I'm coming after you because I know what's going on. And you can't do this. You guys have to say no water. They don't have to have it. I mean, to give you an idea, you people, how many people in here have heard of Unity Point Health? Okay. All right. I have 100% of their IT in my data center, and I've never used a gallon of water. And I'm the most efficient data center in the world. So this is all crap, and you guys don't want to listen. In fact, I called you and said, maybe we should talk. Never heard back from you. So if you guys want to put a committee together, you can call me. I'll tell you the truth, and I can explain everything to you how this works, because they're lying to you big time. There's absolutely no reason to use a gallon of water. And the same thing on the efficiency of the electricity. They're doing the cheapest way they can. All they want to do is get the gravy, and when it turns to shit, they're gone. Google is not our friend. So anybody wants to talk to me, I'll sit over here afterwards and I'll explain it to you. So if you would like, I would be more than happy to be on your committee to work on this, because I am the expert. I build them. I know.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Sir. So basically, he is Google and their data centers, and how he knows how it works because he builds them. And he's saying that this is how they work, and you can do this very efficiently at low cost, like I do, because not only am I a resident here, but I build data centers, so you can't pull an okie doke on me, Google. So the point is, he said he builds data centers. He hasn't used a gallon of water. What's up, Sarah? How are you, love? How are you doing? Welcome, dude. I gotta hook up my Starlink. I think Starlink will be faster. Weird. So the point is, all of the concerns that come up in these meetings are addressed, but I'm going to show you the attack on American innovation once again, because it is in the best interest of foreign countries that are our enemies. It is in their best interest to keep America stifled. That is why they have started with their NGOs to start attacking American innovation. They don't want American data centers built here. They don't want them here because they want them in China. Remember, China has experienced such a boom over the last, since Clinton, when Bill Clinton gave them most favored nation, and they opened their market up, after the communist revolution, and they started opening their markets and their country up to, exports. Because, how many foreign Chinese goods have you used? We can't keep track anymore. It's like 80% of what we have. So we've come to just expect that. And we have become a nation of consumers and not a nation of builders and innovators. Trump is changing that. And these foreigners are saying, no. You have to remain consumers, because see, their markets are dying. Their factories over there are dying because they're not getting the orders that they are used to, because the president is reshoring to America by way of tariffs. That's another show. But this is the Bitcoin Policy Institute, and under national security and geoeconomics, foreign influence in the campaign against American AI. Bam, right freaking there. This was released the 18th of May, 2026. This is the evil circle. And who do we see here? Oh, is that AOC and her great grandfather? Senate Bill 4214, Sanders Ocasio-Cortez Moratorium Act. Interesting. Yeah. U.S. Capitol event on existential risk of AI. Oh, wow. That was the 29th of April of this year. It's hard to read. Sorry. I don't know if I can I make that bigger? Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I can. Can you, let me see. I'm over here. I can't see. Okay. So let me see. Where the heck did I put it? Okay, there we go. Now, up here, you have the CCP. It gives you the diagram here and all of those involved. Over here, we have the Chinese state media. We have, oh, what is this? The Singham Network, Code Pink, the People's Dispatch. What is this? Trip Continental. It's small, I can't read it. We've got the media over here. Xing Yi, Beijing Institute of AI Safety and Governance, Global Times, CGTN, that is the English-speaking Chinese media company. Zhulan, the premier appointed counselor of China's State Council, chair of its National AI Governance Committee. We have China Daily down here. Oh, we have Vijay Prashad over here with the Trip Continental, whatever that is. Jody Evans, that skank whore, with Code Pink. Her husband, Neville Singham, they live over in China. Yeah, but they are trying to destroy America from within by dumping a bunch of money into the media. They're working with the Chinese media to demonize data centers and AI, because what they're going to do, they want the AI data centers in China. They don't want them here. It's very simple. It's very simple. So what they want to do is try to turn a bunch of rural American citizens into data scientists overnight to tell them Oh, let's dig into the data centers and see the vibrations and what's going to happen to your family and what's this. And oh my God, it's just so destructive and it's going to destroy your community, blah, 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 blah. Do you think I believe anything coming from the CCP? Over here, off to the right, you got the foreign billionaires. Oh, wow. Christian Parker with the AK Foundation. Over here, Hans-Jörg Wyss or Weiss with the Weiss Foundation. Down here, you've got 1630 Fund routed through NGO infrastructure. New Venture Fund, Greenpeace, Oil Change, Americans for Financial Reform, Food and Water Watch, state and local data center moratorium bans. Oh, didn't they just do that? Kathy Hochul, the psycho Mary Kay lady up in New York, didn't she just put a moratorium on all data centers? Interesting. 54 local data center moratoriums already enacted across U.S. towns and cities. 12 more states currently considering statewide moratorium bills. That means no innovation, no growth in communities that desperately need it, because these fucksticks already have money. See, Kathy Hochul is already a millionaire, so she doesn't care. She doesn't care that this would bring jobs to New York. Remember what AOC did when she first came into Congress? Remember when she single-handedly killed the Amazon deal with her big fat freaking mouth? Remember that? When Amazon was going to build a giant warehouse in New York, in her district, that was going to provide over 20,000 new jobs to New Yorkers. But her big fat mouth on Twitter at the time said she was going to legislate against Amazon. And they were like, whoa, never mind. We'll just go to Kansas or wherever else, just not here. 20,000 jobs gone. And she has never once apologized for that. Never once. Not one apology. Never. She has never apologized. She's got money. She's a millionaire now. Another individual who came into Congress with, whatever means of money. She wasn't broke. Her family had money. But now, she's doing pretty well in Congress. So, all connections shown are documented in open source materials cited in this report. So let me shrink it so we can read it here. This has the executive summary. It goes into how they're bankrolling and influencing the campaigns and shaping the debate. They're pouring billions of dollars into an anti-data center and anti-AI campaign. They don't want American innovation because that means that China gets left behind. This is a very, very detailed, I'm saving this over on this side too. This is a very detailed report. And as I mentioned, it is from the Bitcoin Policy Institute. There's no paywall. You can just pull it up and read it. It is the foreign influence in the campaign against American AI. It is extremely detailed. It's about a 17-minute read, it says, but it goes into all of these connections, the influence vector, foreign state media, It goes into the two Chinese panelists are veteran PRC, People's Republic of China, state media voices. It talks about the Singham Network, Neville Singham, a Shanghai-based U.S. expatriate. He should never be able to come to this country again unless he's in handcuffs. He was a former Huawei consultant and self-described socialist with documented Maoist sympathies. His wife, Jody Evans, the co-founder of Code Pink, along with that little mousy looking bitch that's like 89,000 years old, Medea Benjamin, the one who went over to Cuba. Recently, they're going to Cuba now to poison the minds of the Cuban people against Trump and the Trump administration in the United States. Because typically the Cubans who come here are conservative and they want them to continue to love their socialism and communism that has brought them to the point that they have blackouts every single day. Remember when Medea Benjamin and the whole Code Pink crew went down to Cuba? Was it Cuba? I think it was Cuba. And they stayed in a luxury hotel. Hassan Piker and all of them nasty communists. They should not have been allowed to come back in this country. Remember, they stayed in a luxury hotel, and the luxury hotel they stayed in was the only thing lit up because everything else was blackout, because they have no electricity, because their electricity grid is completely destroyed. So they went over there down there to Cuba to tell them and preach to them, you need to love the communism that you're in, bro. You need to love the lights being out, dog. You need to love being sitting in the dark with no air conditioning in the heat of summer. You need to love not having enough food to eat and still driving cars from the 1940s. You need to love this crap. I can't stand champagne communists. And this is the CCP, Singham Network Media Echo Chamber. This is an excellent, excellent writing. Very excellent, very well put together, very detailed. Influence Vector 3, foreign billionaires. The trickle-down impact of foreign funding on state and local policy. The bill is not the influence campaigns only scout. At least 54 data center moratoriums have already passed in U.S. towns and counties, with another 9 under active consideration. Statewide moratorium bills have been filed in at least 12 more states in this legislative cycle. And this is the conclusion. American AI or Chinese AI, it's very simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. It's very simple. These are the policy recommendations. I am going to read over that again. Thank you to the author, Sam Lyman, the head of research at the Bitcoin Policy Institute. Oh my God, He served as the chief speechwriter to Secretary Scott Bessent. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Dude, I hope his husband don't get mad because I just love Scott Bessent. He is just so amazing. He's such a brilliant man, and he will, like, I love how he cuts these liberals down with one sentence and smiles while he's doing it. I love that he, you know how I always call Gavin Newsom Patrick Bateman? When I heard Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent refer to Gavin Newsom as Patrick Bateman, I almost passed out. I'm like, oh my gosh, I say that. Yeah. Yeah. I hope, sir, you have a fan club out here. You have a fan club, like straight up. So there's all that, but America has to innovate. We can't. We've already done the Industrial Revolution. We've already innovated with cars, trucks, airplanes, rockets. I mean, we don't have like spaceships or flying cars. I don't know. What else do we have? Can somebody else come up with some amazing innovation? Like, okay, we have drones. We have drones. That market's kind of saturated, but we have drones. But I mean, like, something that changes the world. At the time, it was the car. Like, what, we wouldn't have to run horses until they literally fell dead in the street. We don't have to do that no more. Like, we can drive cars. That's life-changing for everybody everywhere across the world. That is a life-changing innovation. Airplanes. You mean we don't have to just like sail in ships that take 27 days somewhere? Like, we can fly and be there in like 3 hours? That's life-changing. We have to innovate. We have to innovate, and people are going to have to stop listening to these dumb freaking politicians. I know this dumb bitch here, Brittany Pedersen, in Jeffco. I think that's Colorado District 8. She has these meetings about spooky data centers. No, what's spooky is her nasty face. And if you know what I'm talking about, I literally will mock these individuals endlessly because I cannot stand them. They are so fake, phony, and false that it's really difficult to believe anybody votes for these people and falls for their bullshit. It's mind-boggling how anybody votes for these people. I don't know how you can't just look at them and tell that. Look at their voting record. What have they done? Look at your local representatives. Before you vote for these people, don't worry about their campaign commercials, because that's mudslinging and it doesn't really matter. That's mudslinging. That's for them. That's for the between the politicians. Don't worry. Go look at their voting record. Go look at their social media. Go look at the things that they have supported, the things that they have said. Look at their voting record. Look at their legislation. Bernie Sanders has not had any meaningful legislation ever, ever. He has been in office since the Pharaoh was in office, and he has never had any meaningful legislation. Oh gosh, that cracked me up. Nothing that has benefited the people of Vermont. Nothing. He's just fucking old, and he's of no use. He's of no use. He just sees, like, he can get the young people excited again, because he lost that after 2016 when he sold out to Hillary Clinton, and the Bernie bros were pissed. A lot of those Bernie bros are now MAGA. So what I will say in conclusion is we don't have any we don't have any other options, man. We don't have any other options. What are we going to do? Elon is working around the clock, creating new things, Neuralink, and what do you want? We can't reinvent the car. We've already done the car. We've already had the industrial boom. What else is there if there's not AI? And if we do not innovate it, if we reins and control it, yeah, I said control. I used that word like Janet Jackson. Control. Yes, I did. Because as I just mentioned to you in that policy paper, it's China or us. And if they have control of it, it's going to be woke AF, and it's going to be nothing but propaganda. You're never going to be able to have any meaningful use from it, because it's going to be so woke that it'll be unusable. And then they will get all of the companies that build the data centers in their country, and they get all the, we're right back to depending on China for every freaking thing. Haven't we done that long enough? I don't know. Haven't we been there? Haven't we done this long enough with these people? They have ghost cities. They literally have cities that there are no people. They built these massive structures, these buildings, to house a bunch of people, and they're completely empty. The entire city is empty. There's nothing there. There's nobody there. This to employ the Chinese workers, to keep them busy for a period of years. Now what? You got people sleeping on the streets. Factories are closing over there. People have nowhere to go. If you don't have a favorable social credit score, you're locked out of everything. You can't buy food. You can't buy clothes. You can't rent an apartment. You can't do anything. That social credit system is real. Don't believe it. Go back and look at season 3, Mirror. There is an episode about the social credit score. If you don't have a good social credit score, you're locked out of life. You pretty much have to live outside of everything. It's like the lepers in the days of the Bible. They don't care. They just put your ass out. They just put you outside of the city and let you die. It can't be them. This is what President Trump is working overtime to do for American industry, American innovation, and national security. Yes, it is a matter of national security. Yes, it literally is. These dumb bastards are doing everything they can to try to remove him from office. And you know what, you fucking demons, it's not gonna work. So stop sending your retards to try to take him out, because it's not going to work. God has covering over him, and he has work to do, and he is doing it, and he loves it, he enjoys it. And let me tell you something to put on your mind in conclusion again. These individuals have built their entire livelihoods on stealing from you. They have built everything they have from you, the American taxpayer. They have built fortunes on your back, on the backs of your family members who are no longer here, who paid into this system for their entire lives, and they did not get to see what we are seeing right now. That is what drives me. That is what keeps me giving this information. And I don't make money for doing this. Look here, the part of the X program, dude, I can't, that's just here and there. All these shit casters that are making these millions of dollars telling lies, damn them. Don't look at that garbage. They're just filling you with garbage. We're actually rebuilding this country. This is what I love and enjoy doing. This is why I talk about this, is because I believe in it. I'm not, nobody's, oh, you're a grifter. Bitch, please. Grifters have money. What the hell am I grifting? What's to grift? I'm not being paid by a big network or Chinese Communist Party or the Russians. That's why I say whatever I want, because I'm not owned except by God. We have to innovate, and we have no choice. We have had decades of administrations that did not give a shite about us. And now we have a bunch of they're useless. They're absolutely useless. And they don't understand why they keep losing. These idiots are so desperate that all they've got to rely on is a bunch of communists that can't run a damn sock drawer, much less run a city or a state. There are people who are just they are trying to use every method to destroy this country. And I'm offended by that. I'm not offended by shit, but I'm not just going to let you sit and do that and just say nothing. I'm going to put you on Front Street. This is my country. Like, what? This is my country. We don't need you foreigners here. Did you know that? The other lovely thing about AI is we can get rid of all these foreign tech workers because we don't need you. So you can take your stinky ass back home to your country. We don't need you. We don't want you. You don't seem to like America anyway. There are people who want things to stay status quo. They want the innovating because, see, when he wins and the America, they are fighting tooth and nail to keep you from experiencing America in her beautiful form. This is God's freedom project, man. This is the jewel of the Nile. We have the United States Constitution. There is nothing that compares, not in any government in this world. Nothing compares. But the evil foreigners come here and use it against us because it is so pure and it's so precious that they know they can us. These globalists, these bureaucrats in Brussels, these evils, as I call them, the evils, they have built their fortunes on the backs of American citizens. They can't have you succeed. They cannot have you innovating and having data centers and getting good jobs again and not depending on the government, because the AOC types and the Bernie types love to see the bread lines. They love peril and under duress. They need you to fail. The sooner people start to understand that, the better. You notice these people never talk about you succeeding in life. They only talk about you just doing enough just to survive. Just to survive. Oh, Medicare for all. That means you're fucking poor. If you're dependent on Medicare, you're poor. You ain't got no money. You're dependent on the government to take care of your health. So you ain't got no money. And they love that. They need you to be poor. They need you to be destitute. They need you to be dependent on them because that's how they keep their jobs. These cannot make it in the private sector because they are dumb. They cannot innovate. They don't know how to do things. These communists that are getting elected to these seats are dumb. They're dumb and they're psychotic. They're dumb. They can't run a business. They don't know how to do anything. That's why they gravitate toward public service, because they can't make it in the private sector. They're too dumb. They're low IQ and they're unable to connect business function, don't know how to manage people. That's why you hear a lot of reports of these politicians that treat their staffers like shit because they don't like people. They don't know bottom lines. They don't know projections. They don't know profit and loss. They know nothing. They are dumb. So they know coming up with these stupid ideas about this communist utopia that all you got to do is go back and read about Mao Zedong. Just go read about Mao from China. Go read about the Flowers campaign. Go read about his and how he murdered over 100 million of his own damn people, dog. You vote your way into communism, you have to shoot your way out. That is a fact. These individuals are only getting voted in because people have become angry. The Biden administration destroyed the economy, and the end results of that are still being, and yes, I'm blaming him 2 years after, because we're still stuck with these illegals. We're still spending all this money to get these illegals out of here that he brought in 50 million of them, and it's hard to get these roaches out of here. It's like a horrible mouse infestation, dude. We got to get them out. These globalists, these politicians, they cannot see the golden age. They can't. They can't. They absolutely are fighting so hard. That's why every policy the president institutes, every executive order, it's an activist judge. It's a lawsuit. Mark Elias, that fat son of a bitch, needs to be drugged out of that office and brought up on charges. Oh, this little mom jeans wearing freak here in Colorado, Phil Weiser, filed 73 lawsuits against President Trump. Most of them are with other states. His name is still on them. So you spending my tax money to file lawsuits against the man I voted for. They don't care about us. They don't care about American citizens. They don't care about what we want. They don't care about what's best for us. They care about themselves. They care about themselves. They care about me. They care about the American taxpayers. They hate that one what do you call it? US aid was cut off. That was their bread and butter. That was their money. Look how these Democrats are losing elections now. The only reason that they're even still operational, their money is not coming from, they're broke. They don't have no money. Kamala Harris took all the money. And that skank has enough gumption to think she's going to run again. Who's going to support her? Who's going to come up out of their pocket for Kamala Harris? Where's the $2 billion you already stole? And you still lost? These people cannot allow you to see the golden age. President Trump wants you in an innovative tech and prosperous country. Technologically advanced and prosperous country. I'll say it that way. He doesn't want you in bread lines. But you have to get up off your ass and you got to go get it. You can go get that bag. It's out there. It's for the taking. We got a president who's the money man. It's yours for the taking. He's providing the landscape for you to make your life better. We don't have to tolerate these communist Democrats. Just don't vote for them. AI is the present and it is the future. And either we lead or we follow. It's really that simple. Let me remind you of what this article, the conclusion of this article said. Conclusion: American AI or Chinese AI? It is down to the wire. It's really that simple. There's no other country that can come close, but it's either us or them. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that. You can get with this or you can get with that, or you can get with this because this is where it's at. It's yours. It's there for the taking. You don't have to put up with socialism. I don't even understand why this is a question. It's really weird that this has to be explained to grown adults. But here we are. Here we freaking are, dog. I don't know. I've just never had anybody work for me like the president has. And I appreciate him. And I hope that you do too. Pray for that man because they have, it was just another attempt on his life. Again, another fucking retard that got caught, and you're going to spend the rest of your pathetic existence behind bars. And it's really stupid, the amount of people that are willing to go to freaking prison and spend their life in prison for Democrats. For Democrats? You're going to jail for Democrats. I am planning a Q&A, kind of ask me anything. coming up probably early next week. I'll talk more about that on X because that's where I spend most of my time on social media. So I'll just share that information, and you can join anytime. And pray for our president, pray for this country, for yourself, your family, and pray for a sister. It's hard out here for a pimp. But I appreciate you guys. You have stuck it out with me for almost 2.5 hours. I shall bid you, but we'll be back. I'm gathering more information as this AI and data center debate heats up, but give it consideration. And it is a matter of national security. If China has this technology and that they are on the forefront, they will use it to destroy you. And it is, I am not being hyperbolic. Oh, I don't have to be. Remember the bioweapon? I don't know. I don't have to be hyperbolic. I have an example. And I'm right. God bless you, and God bless your family. And I pray that you have learned something that, wait. I can't leave without doing it. That you have leered, that you have leered something from this experience. Not do that. Nick Shirley, you are a blessing to the world. Let me tell you, you're doing God's work out there. Lord have mercy. You might as well carry a Bible with you, son. Yes, indeed. God bless you. And I how much I appreciate you. This is what I love and enjoy doing. And I will support the president, and I will do it publicly. And what you hear here is how I react to people in my daily life, because that's just what I do. So until we meet again, peace out and thank you. Much obliged. Much obliged.